Every February 14th, America's prisons face a problem corrections officers dread. It's not a riot. It's not an escape attempt. It's something that reveals the hidden economics and unwritten rules of life behind bars. And what happens when 1.2 million incarcerated people try to celebrate a holiday built on everything prison is designed to eliminate. Subscribe now, because what you're about to learn comes from former inmates, corrections officers, and documented prison policies most people never see. Valentine's Day in prison starts with commissary. In most state facilities, inmates earn between 12 cents and $1.40 per hour for prison jobs. A single greeting card from commissary costs $2 to $5 depending on the facility. That's 4 to 40 hours of work for one card. But commissary cards are basic, generic messages, low-quality paper. The real economy exists in handmade items that take weeks to create. Inmates craft gifts from available materials because that's all they have. Drawings made with commissary pencils and pens get traded for stamps, which function as currency in most prisons. A detailed portrait can cost 10 to 20 stamps. Roughly $10 to $20 stamps are sold in commissary. Some prisoners make jewelry from candy wrappers, braiding them into intricate patterns. Others write poetry or letters for inmates who struggle with writing, charging in stamps or food items. Prison mail systems become critical on Valentine's Day. Every piece of mail gets inspected by staff before delivery. Guards open envelopes, read letters, and check for contraband. Cards with glitter, stickers, or pop-up elements often get rejected because they could hide contraband or create security issues. Some facilities ban cards entirely if they're oversized or contain multiple pages. The inspection process means Valentine's cards arrive days late or not at all. Phone calls reveal the clearest profit structure. Prison phone companies, primarily Securus Technologies and Viapath Technologies, formerly Global Tel Link, control the market. Until recent reforms, rates averaged 50 cents to $1 per minute for interstate calls. A 15-minute Valentine's Day call could cost $15. The FCC capped interstate rates in 2021, but interstate calls in some facilities still cost significantly more. Connecticut made prison calls free in 2022, and several other states have followed, but most prisoners still pay. Visitation policies vary wildly between facilities. Standard visits in most prisons happen in supervised rooms. Visitors and inmates sit across tables or communicate through plexiglass using phones. Physical contact is limited, usually a brief hug at the start and end of the visit. Some facilities allow hand-holding across tables. Others prohibit all contact. The rules depend on security level and individual facility policies. Conjugal visits are nearly extinct in America. Mississippi ended its program in 2014. California eliminated conjugal visits in 2020, citing $12 million in annual costs. As of now, only 4 states allow extended family visits. California, despite eliminating conjugal visits, they still allow some family visits. Connecticut, New York, and Washington. These programs are highly restricted. Inmates must have clean disciplinary records, meet specific custody level requirements, and in some cases, prove legal marriage. The visits happen in designated trailers or rooms, typically for 24 to 48 hours, but scheduling them for specific dates like Valentine's Day is usually impossible. Make sure you're subscribed, because the data on what happens to relationships during incarceration is stark. Research from the Urban Institute and other organizations shows that most romantic relationships don't survive incarceration. Studies indicate that 80 to 90% of marriages end within the first few years of a prison sentence. The factors are measurable: financial strain from lost income, communication costs, travel expenses for visitation, and the emotional toll of separation. Prisons are often located in rural areas, requiring families to travel hundreds of miles for visits. Women's prisons have different dynamics. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, about 80% of incarcerated women are mothers. Female inmates report higher rates of mental health issues, including depression and PTSD, which intensify on emotionally significant days. Some women's facilities have documented programs where inmates create Valentine's cards for their children or participate in supervised craft activities. Others impose stricter controls, viewing any group activity as a security risk. The economics of prison commissary are well documented. The Prison Policy Initiative reports that commissary items cost 25% to 100% more than retail prices. A chocolate bar that costs $1 outside might cost $2 to $3 in commissary. On Valentine's Day, inmates who want to purchase multiple items for gifts face commissary spending limits. Many facilities cap weekly or monthly purchases at $50 to $200. Contraband searches increase around holidays. Corrections officers conduct shakedowns looking for prohibited items. Red clothing is often banned in facilities where it's associated with gang colors, but policies vary. Items considered contraband on Valentine's Day include homemade alcohol, Pruno, perfume samples from magazines, considered contraband in many facilities, because scents can be used to mask other odors, and unauthorized craft materials like excessive amounts of paper or string. Mental health data supports what corrections officers observe. A study published in the Journal of Correctional Healthcare found that holidays increase depression and anxiety among incarcerated individuals. Suicide risk assessment protocols in many facilities intensify during major holidays, including Valentine's Day. Inmates who don't receive mail or visits experience visible distress as they watch others receive cards and packages. The children of incarcerated parents represent a documented population. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, approximately 2.7 million American children have a parent in prison or jail. Organizations like Get on the Bus in California organize transportation for children to visit incarcerated parents, and demand spikes around holidays. Some facilities offer special children's visiting hours on Valentine's weekend, but availability varies dramatically by state and security level. Phone call volumes do increase on major holidays. While exact Valentine's Day statistics aren't publicly available from the phone companies, data from the Prison Policy Initiative shows that imprisoned people make an estimated 300 million calls annually. The concentration of calls on specific holidays creates system overloads. Facilities with limited phone access, sometimes as few as one phone per 50 inmates, see competition for time slots intensify. Video visitation has expanded significantly since COVID-19. Many facilities now offer tablet-based video calls as an alternative to phone calls or in-person visits. Companies like Viapath and Securus charge 25 cents to 50 cents per minute for video visits. These calls are recorded and monitored, just like phone calls. Some facilities have replaced in-person visits with video-only options, a policy criticized by advocacy groups because it eliminates physical contact entirely. Prison labor wages remain controversial. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, prisoners in most states earn between 14 cents and 63 cents per hour for regular prison jobs. Some states, including Texas and Georgia, pay nothing for most prison work. This means saving for Valentine's commissary purchases requires months of labor. An inmate earning 25 cents per hour needs to work 20 hours to afford a $5 greeting card. Some facilities have implemented programs recognizing the importance of family connections. The Federal Bureau of Prisons operates parenting programs and marriage enrichment courses at select institutions. Research from organizations like RAND Corporation confirms that maintaining family bonds correlates with lower recidivism rates. A 2013 study found that inmates who received visits were 13% less likely to be reincarcerated within 3 years of release. The private companies operating prison communications have faced legal challenges and regulatory scrutiny. The FCC's 2021 rate caps on interstate calls were a response to decades of advocacy. The Prison Policy Initiative documented cases where families spent $500 to $1,000 monthly on prison phone calls. Some states have begun making calls free. Connecticut, California's county jails, and city jails in New York City and San Francisco, but these remain exceptions. Corrections officers work mandatory overtime on major holidays, including Valentine's Day. Staffing requirements don't change, but many officers would prefer to be home with their own families. The tension between institutional security needs and the human desire for connection affects staff as well as inmates. Some officers report that Valentine's Day creates palpable sadness in housing units as inmates face another year separated from loved ones. The reality of Valentine's Day in American prisons isn't mysterious or dramatic. It's grinding and systematic. It's about people working for pennies to afford a card. It's about families spending grocery money on phone calls. It's about children creating Valentines for parents they barely remember. The holiday reveals how mass incarceration extends punishment beyond the convicted to everyone who loves them. This is the documented reality. This is what the research shows. This is what happens behind walls most Americans never see. If you want more fact-based investigations into America's prison system, subscribe now. Like this video and comment what you want us to investigate next. The truth doesn't need exaggeration. It's devastating enough on its own.